Hello everybody, welcome back to another video where I take a look at the light novels that'll be releasing next month, and that is the month of July 2017. Yen Press for some reason has hardly anything coming out this month, but this month really, if it belongs to anybody, it belongs to J-Novel Club. They have two brand new series starting, a whole bunch of continuations of their other series, and really it makes up the bulk of what's coming out this month. So now, if you want to purchase any of these books or pre-order them, I do have the links down in the description. These are Amazon links to Amazon.com. Any purchases through those links will help my channel out, give me a couple of pennies so I can, well, buy myself a couple of these books so I can review here on the channel. As per usual, I will just kind of run through what's coming out that month. This month, which each date, any volume ones, I'll read the synopsis right now because, of course, I have really nothing to say about it. And then I will do the synopsis for the later volumes in the second half of the video, so that way if you want to avoid spoilers, you can. So, this month, July 2nd, so just to start things off right away, we have a brand new series from J-Novel Club, and that is Demon King Daimao. Now, as far as I understand it, this is a bit of an older series, so it's sort of like J-Novel bringing back a bit of a classic. Far in the future, Japan has become a land ruled by magic and those who wield it. Akuto Sai arrives at Constant Magical Academy, the most prestigious magic school in the world, for his first year of high school. The only student to pass the academy's intense entrance exam, he has his sights set on becoming a high priest, the most powerful and virtuous magician in the land. However, when he arrives at the academy, his future occupation is prophesied to be the Demon King? Now Akuto is the #1 target on campus, and he must navigate his way with the help of his friends, a troublesome delinquent, a beautiful observer android, an honor-bound class representative, and a mysterious girl from his past, through the seedy underbelly of the world's premier magic academy. Then on July 3rd, we have Invaders of the Rokujouma, volume 4. I'll cover the synopsis of this again at the tail end. I've only read volume 1 so far. In fact, I just did a review of it 1 or 2, maybe 3 videos ago. Pretty funny series, kind of a cool little setup. There was a lot of in it that I felt was sort of very predictable and very archetypey for the typical harem, but I've heard from quite a number of you that the series gets really, really good, and that there is a reason that after 25 volumes it is still ongoing in Japan. So I will be reading some more of Rokujouma just to see how things go from there. On July 4th, we have Occultic 9. Now we've already had volume 1 released via ebook from J-Novel Club, but this is now volume 1 being released in paperback format. This is part of that deal that 7 Seas and J-Novel have sort of come together so that 7 Seas can use sort of their printing and distribution arm to actually release some of J-Novel Club's volumes as physical copies, something that I know a lot of you have been wanting. This happened, of course, with Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash last month, so this month we get volume 1 of Occultic 9, an all-new supernatural light novel series that inspired a hit anime. What happens when 8 eccentrics cross paths on a paranormal blog run by a high school NEET? A whole lot of weird. Gamon Yuta runs an occult-related site he hopes will one day make him rich. But before his dreams can come true, strange things occur when the lives of these 9 oddballs collide. Can they solve a case that transcends reality and could alter the very fabric of our world? On July 10th, we have a brand new series, another brand new series from J-Novel Club, and this one is Infinite Dendrogram Volume 1. In the year 2043, Infinite Dendrogram, the world's first successful full-dive VR MMO, was released. In addition to its ability to perfectly simulate the 5 senses, along with its many other amazing features, the game promised to offer players a world full of infinite possibilities. Nearly 2 years later, soon-to-be college freshman Reiji Mukudori is finally able to buy a copy of the game and start playing. With some help from his experienced older brother Shu and his partner Embryo, Reiji embarks on an adventure into the world of infinite Dendrogram. Just what will he discover and encounter in this game world known for its incredible realism and infinite possibilities? Now I know you're all sitting there going, Sword Art, Log Horizon. I know what you're thinking, and I pretty much thought the same thing, although I've spoken to the guy who's doing the translation of this on Twitter, and he assures me it is not a isekai, nor is it a trapped in a video game. It is really just about a dude playing an amazing video game and what happens in the game. And I believe he was saying that there's also some, out of the game type stuff, like, his own personal life and perhaps how the game affects that and stuff like that. So he also said that Dendrogram is fairly brutal in terms of its violence, which I guess they can get away with because it is an actual, just purely video game. I'm kind of looking forward to it. Just also because of what Steiner told me, but also just because, like, the cover, the art is just really cool. I don't know, I am really a visual person that's really drawn to interesting and cool looking covers, and Dendrogram has it. July 15th from J-Novel Club, we have Volume 2 of Bluesteel Blasphemer. Now, again, this is one that I've already reviewed, the volume number 1. Kind of an interesting mixed bag that I had about that one. It had some really cool ideas. It had some decent pacing, but it almost felt like there was too much of the kitchen sink thrown into this one. I'm interested to see what Volume 2 is like now that we've kind of moved beyond introductions and everything else and sort of seen just where the series is going to go. And again, I don't think it's a very long series. I think I said there was, 4 volumes? And as far as I know, that's it. But I may be wrong. On July 21st, we get another Volume 2 from J-Novel Club. This one for Arifureta. Again, one that I have read the first volume and reviewed. Had some good parts to it. It is an isekai. A little bit different in that a whole class of kids are brought into this new world. And I kind of appreciated the fact that it was that because there were more than just one character, we had sort of different points of view and got to see different people reacting to the situation. So we'll see what Volume 2 is like. Again, it's one of those series that I thought that Volume 1 was pretty good, but it was one of those ones that I thought, I really need to read another volume before I kind of have a firm feel about whether I want to continue reading the series or not. On July 22nd, we get Volume 4 of I Saved Too Many Girls and Caused the Apocalypse. Again, another J-Novel Club. Like I said, they're just owning July. Now, this one I've only read the first volume. It was really cute, and it was kind of nuts in terms of just how absolutely out there it ran with the whole harem thing right from the get-go. It's again one of those series that I kind of thought to myself I wouldn't mind reading a bit more, but I'm just so inundated with light novels. I haven't gotten there yet. Also on July 22nd, we have volume number 4 of Mixed Bathing in Another Dimension. Now, this is a series that I haven't read any of it yet. I was a little leery about it, I gotta admit, but I have heard from actually a few people that it is surprisingly good, despite all the eshy all the time sounding title. So it's something that I may pick up down the road, but yeah, it's not something that I have read yet, but yes, I have heard that it is a pretty good series. On July 25th is when we finally get a couple of the Yen On releases. We have volume number 7 of Durarara, which I'm currently behind on. I haven't read volume 6 yet. We get volume number 7 of Kagero Days. Now, this is actually the last volume that's been currently released in Japan. I have heard tale that there may be an 8th volume, but as of yet, there is no release date, and I haven't seen anything official on it. But that, of course, does not mean it's not going to happen. And then we get No Game, No Life, volume number 6. Now, this one I'm really excited for because this is the prequel volume that tells the story about what kind of happened during the Great War before the series began. This is also one that they are bringing out a brand new movie, animated movie that is based on this volume. So if you've seen sort of things in if you follow any anime news type channels and stuff, you've doubtless seen mention about the new movie that's coming. This is the volume that movie is based on. And then from Vertical, we have Your Lie in April. Now, this one I'll read you to because it is a new volume. The popular manga and anime drama comes to life in words. There's not a competition that piano prodigy Arima hasn't won since he started playing. His renditions are matchless in their precision. When he's only 11, however, his peerless fingers fall silent right up there on stage. Exploring the shock of the incident and its aftermath from his friends' and rivals' perspectives, a 6-person etude accompanies the boy's halting efforts to pick himself up as an adolescent. Based on the hit series, these prose chapters expand on the original, but form a coherent and hard-hitting tale of its own. So it kind of sounds to me like this is, like, I guess they're sort of side story, like looking at the story from different points of view. I haven't read the manga or seen the anime. So I really am not too familiar with the story itself, but it sounds kind of like this is not exactly a side story. It's kind of looking at events that happen in the manga or the anime, but from different points of view. At least that's how I interpret it. I may be wrong. If you know better, absolutely let me know in the comments. On July 26th, we get The Faraway Paladin, volume number 3. Now, I've reviewed the first volume of this, and I really liked it. It was very, very different in feel from a lot of other, like, sort of isekai or reincarnation in another world type stories. And I would say of pretty much all the magic involving sort of series, it had one of the best magic systems in terms of simple enough that it made sense and you can see how everyday people would end up using it, but at the same time having enough complexities and subtleness to it that you could see where potentially it was very dangerous. And it completely fit into the world in terms of how it worked. Like, it didn't feel like something that had been shoehorned in or forced. So really good series. Again, I've fallen behind, but one that I definitely did want to continue because the first volume really did make a big impression on me. Then we have potentially 2 other releases in July. I say potentially because as of this date, I have seen sort of news releases or press releases that state that these are coming out this month, but I've yet to find any official on sale dates. So the first one is called Akaone, Contract with a Vampire. Now, this is from Cross Infinite Worlds. I haven't talked about this company a whole lot because they don't put out a ton of stuff on a real regular basis. Essentially what they are is they are a company that focuses on shoujo light novels, and as far as I understand, not even so much light novels that have been picked up and published in Japan, but they're actually sort of working with original web novelists, Japanese web novelists, and directly doing their books in like contract with them. So it's not like they're purchasing the rights from an existing Japanese publisher. At least that's my understanding just based on what I've read about the company. I haven't read any of their books at this point. So now for this one, so it's a brand new series. So locked in the back of a minivan, headed for who knows where, Azusa Saito realizes she has been kidnapped. Just when she thinks there's no hope for escape, she is rescued by a man with glowing red eyes. Or is she? Her supposed rescuer forces her to live in a town of vampires. There, she learns the story of her kidnapper, a red-eyed vampire charged with the bothersome role of guarding her from enemy covens and from escaping. He is the dreaded Akaone, the only vampire all other vampires tremble in fear of. Oddly, he doesn't scare her, though. What will happen between a powerful, ostracized vampire who never drank blood and a girl who is hunted for her blood? Will love blossom between them when enemies abound within and without the coven? Find out in this thrilling shoujo light novel series. Now, the other one that supposedly is coming out this month it's a Bookwalker Global exclusive. Now, Bookwalker, of course, is a retailer of ebooks in Japan, and not too long ago, I guess maybe a year ago, might have been even less, they expanded into the English market. And so now they pretty much just do ebooks. So they've got a bunch of J-novel stuff up there. As Yen has been releasing some of their titles digitally, Bookwalker's picked them up. So now Bookwalker has decided to enter into the sort of light novel translation business, and they are putting out books that are going to be exclusively available via Bookwalker in English. And I think it's exclusive. How did they say it? It's like exclusive for 8 months. And then at the end of that time, the rights revert back to the Japanese publisher, but the Japanese publisher will still own the English translation that Bookwalker made, so they can then either release it themselves directly or they can license it out to another company, what have you. So it's kind of a very different business model when it comes to light novels. It'll be interesting to see if it really catches on or whether this is just sort of like an experiment that won't go very far. We'll see. But the first title that they're releasing is called The Combat Baker and His Automaton Waitress. And The Combat Baker and His Automaton Waitress is about an ex-soldier who moves to a rural town to open a bakery. While he has no problem baking delicious bread, this battle-scarred veteran discovers that his intimidating demeanor is scaring off potential customers. What good is having a bakery if you can't sell a single loaf of bread? Just when he's ready to give up, a red-eyed, white-haired girl walks into his shop to ask for a job. Could hiring her save his bakery? Just who is this beautiful girl? Is she even human? So it sounds like it could be cute. Not an isekai, just a purely fantasy type story. Again, ought to be interesting to see how that works out in terms of whether this really catches on and becomes sort of a new business model for light novels getting translated into English, or it potentially falls flat. I guess we'll see, and I guess a lot of it will depend on what the sales are like for this one. But again, I haven't seen it. It's not posted officially on Bookwalker's site yet as being available. They had previously said it would be out in June or July. So that's why I'm including it in this video. And the only place you're going to be able to pick it up is as an ebook and on Bookwalker's site, at least for the next foreseeable future. So those are all the light novels that are coming out in the month of July 2017. I will now do the synopsis for the continuing volumes, because I know that some of you don't want to hear the later ones because they do potentially have spoilers for storylines that are occurring in earlier volumes that maybe I haven't caught up on. And now again, I'll just remind you that if you want, there are links in the description that if you want to pick up any of these books, feel free to do so. I do also have the release dates and when they release as well down in the description if you want to reference that. And I also do an article on my website. I do this in text form. Now, I do post all the synopsis, but of course you don't have to read them. But I do post it on my website, so if you want to read the synopsis, or you want the buy links, or you just want to check like the dates in terms of what comes out, I do have that posted on my website as well. I'll leave a card link for that above my head somewhere. So let's get into it. So we will talk about now the continuing volumes. So July 3rd, we have Invaders of the Rokujouma, Volume 4. When Thea's Blue Knight detects a strange anomaly near Earth, it looks like Kotaro and the others have a new kind of invader on their hands. Another princess from Forthorthay has come to sabotage Thea's trial, but no one seems to be able to find her. The threat lingers as they get involved with the drama club and agree to help put on a very special play for the upcoming cultural festival. And just how long can Eureka keep a you-know-what in room 106, a secret from Ruth? Then on July 15th, we have Bluesteel Blasphemer, volume number 2. In Friedland, there's a new god in town, Yukinari Amano, who now keeps the area safe from the terrible creatures that routinely attack. In hopes of raising Friedland's standard of living, Yuki decides to open trade negotiations with another village. However, this seemingly simple task leads to a shocking discovery: a human Erd god symbiote. And as if that weren't enough, a monstrous new threat is bearing down on Friedland while Yuki is away. What will the village do? It's volume 2 of the smash hit Guns Meet Swords action fantasy, Bluesteel Blasphemer. Now on July 21st, we have volume 2 of Arifureta. After being summoned to a new world and thrown down into the depths of hell, Hajime Nagumo met Yue, and together they conquered the great Orcus Labyrinth. The pair was planning on taking it easy on the surface for a little bit, but a meeting with the bunny girl Shia Haulia throws a wrench into those plans. She has the peculiar power to see the future, and according to her, Hajime is the one saving her family in her visions. Hajime was planning on refusing, but it appears she might be able to help him on his quest to return home. And so the adventure continues in Racine Gorge. Then on July 22nd, we have volume 4 of I Saved Too Many Girls and Caused the Apocalypse. Roeckl may think he's learned a valuable lesson about friendship and the people he loves, but putting it into practice wasn't supposed to be the hard part. When Iris, Satsuki, and Harisa all ask him for a date on Sunday, it will put his wits to the test. But if he thinks his worst dilemma is figuring out which girl to spend his weekend with, he's got another thing coming: more heroines. A new transfer student appears to have a mysterious connection to him, but someone or something is after her, and a strange phone call from Hibiki leads to a treasure hunt? On that same day of July 22nd, we have volume 4 of Mixed Bathing in Another Dimension. To collect more goddess blessings and grow closer to defeating the demon lord, the hero Toya travels to Neptunopolis, a beautiful blue city by the harbor. Soon after arrival, he has a chance meeting with another hero, and then reunites with someone completely unexpected. Unforeseen events occur one after another, but our heroines don't forget to change into swimsuits and splash around at the beach as well. Now then, will Toya's unlimited bath have room for one more? On July 25th, volume number 7 of Durarara. I'm not doing anything. All the dollars did that together. The holiday isn't over yet. The day after Isaiah was stabbed, the scars of the recent incident are still fresh on the city. A pair of classmates wander the town together. A sister keeps an eye on the girl hanging around her brother. A girl tries to strengthen herself to kill the strongest man in town. A set of mischievous twins don't bother to care about their brother. A Russian woman mourns her future. A yakuza clings to his past. A doctor who travels to enjoy his holiday with a recently relaxed, headless Dullahan. Ikebukuro is going to be busy. Then we have volume 7 of Kagero Days. After escaping from a burning house, a younger Kido wanders into the Kagero Days itself, where she encounters Azame, and is provided with a certain gift. Meanwhile, in the outside world, the entire Blindfold gang finally gathers back together, standing up to unravel the mystery that's caught all of them in its sights. No Game, No Life, volume number 6. One fateful day, the one true god Tet collapsed from hunger in the back alleys of Elsha, only to be saved by Izuna. Tet recounts a story from 6,000 years ago about the great war that divided the heavens and tore the earth asunder, and about the man who challenged the world and the girl who stayed by his side. Then on July 26, for continuing volumes, we have Volume 3 of the Faraway Paladin. But order has not completely been restored to this faraway land. Strange things are happening, starting with plants blooming out of season and dying at random. At Duke Ethel's request, Will and Manel are off to investigate, not knowing that their journey will lead them to an ominous prophecy and the Rust Mountains, the capital of the dwarves. So those are all the light novels that are going to be released in July. I'll be reviewing a couple of these, hopefully more than just a couple, but I've got to get caught up on a few of them first. So if you're brand new here and you're not subscribed to the channel, do so you can check out all of my future light novel reviews. I really appreciate all of you hanging in there and watching this video today. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Till then, bye-bye for now.